The Philadelphia Eagles have a new cornerback, Darius Slay, a worst-kept secret. The guy wants to be traded. And the Eagles got him. Think about this. The Eagles once got Golden Tate for half of a year for a third-round pick. They got Darius Slay for a 3 and a 5 and a 3-year extension, and he's getting paid, and it's easy to pay him when you don't have to give up much to get him. Darius Slay addressing one of the biggest areas of need, one of the biggest liabilities on the Eagles' roster, that secondary. Huge move for the Eagles.
Yeah, huge move. I mean, really is. Darius Slay, without a doubt, one of the, you could argue he's one of the 5 best corners in football. He's certainly in the top 10. Jim Schwartz, the D coordinator, drafted Darius Slay. So I'm not shocked to see this. Jim Schwartz does play a lot of man-to-man. Darius Slay, he can live on an island. And this has been a weakness of their football team the last few years. So, they're building some depth in that secondary. I think with, another lost Malcolm Jenkins, but re-signed Jalen Mills. They still got Sidney Jones. He's another year out from tearing his Achilles injury. I think he can be a better player as well. But they needed this type of marquee wide receiver for Jim Schwartz, who can be creative. And he is the type of guy that could go, hey, Darius Slay, you play man-to-man on Amari Cooper, and I'm going to do all these other different things over here to help out stop the Cowboys' run game or stop at Michael Gallup, whatever it may be. This will give him a little creativity that way. Much-needed move. Big time. 2 big moves that I think have flown under the radar. I mean, that was great, but Darius Slay, and them getting Javon Hargrave from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike, those are 2 things I just look at. Like Hargrave, not a superstar, but one of the best, run stoppers in football. To have him next to Fletcher Cox now, and now you have a Malik Jackson coming back from injury. Man, they're going to have some versatility and some size there, along with some better secondary play in Philadelphia.
And I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd have to look at Malik Jackson's contract and see what guarantees are left or whatnot, but I wouldn't be surprised if Malik Jackson ends up off the roster.
Yeah,
when you make a move like that to bring in Hargrave, it's got the deal's got $17 million guaranteed. $4.6 million of his salary this year is guaranteed. It wouldn't surprise me if they try to trade him, but they are on the hook for $4.6 million of his salary this season. And I'm looking at this, and it's quite possible. I don't know. I got to do a little more research. It may be that they've restructured. It looks like they did restructure, so he's gonna still be on the team.
They've restructured Malik Jackson
as a bonus. They've already, it looks like they've restructured Malik Jackson, so he'll be there. But they when they won the Super Bowl, what did they have? They had a rotation of 8 guys that they constantly brought him in, flipped him in, kept him fresh, and they overwhelm an offensive line.
Yeah, that's the key to their football team. It was one of the greatest strengths, and they did. They lost that the last 2 years. I mean, they lost some players in free agency. Chris Long retired. Brandon Graham is not as dominant as he was. Their first-round pick, the pass rusher out of Tennessee, I'm blanking on his name. He's had a few injuries. So, yeah, they need this. They need to be dominant up front. They haven't had that aspect of their football team, and this will be a big improvement for them if they can stay healthy and with these additions.
Derek Barnett, right?
Derek Barnett, there it is. Thank you very much.
The guy who they tried to block with a tight end
while
the NFC Championship game was still in the balance. 14-7, the Eagles led. The Vikings were driving. Case Keenum rolled to the right. David Morgan coming in motion to block Derek Barnett. Didn't work. Barnett blasted through him, hit Keenum from behind, fumble. 3 plays later, touchdown Eagles. Game over.
But on the chalkboard, it worked because he just drew a line and he said, "You block him," and they said, "Damn, okay, we're good. We don't have to worry about the human aspect of this. We're good. I drew a line, I crossed it. He's blocked him. We're good." You're right, Mike. It's some of the dumbest shit I see weekly in the NFL. Sorry for swearing, but when I see tight ends blocking Khalil Mack or top tier pass rushers, I just want to go, I hope your quarterback gets sacked and you fumble. I hope it happens. That's that kind of crap doesn't happen. You don't see New England do that. You don't see the better offenses in football do that very often. That's for sure.
But here's the thing, Chris, and this is what astounds me. If a couple of knuckleheads like us know it, how in the hell are they still doing it?
I know, Mike, because it is very hard to reorganize your whole pass rush blocking scheme for an offensive line to make sure you get your 5 offensive linemen on, the 4 best rushers. It's not always easy. And it's just a cop-out to go, hey, tight end, you got here. It takes a lot of work. That's why Dante Scarnecchia is one of the greatest O-line coaches in the history of football, because he figures out to go, hey, I don't care if I got Gronkowski or whatever. He's not going to block this one of the better pass rushers in football. That's not his cup of tea. And he'll find ways to make sure, and he'll teach Brady and everybody, hey, point to this linebacker, and therefore we can get a tackle on that pass rusher, and then maybe we can get Gronkowski to block a linebacker or a safety that fits it better. But really, that's what it is. It's very hard to make sure you got the O-lineman on the pass rusher, and it's just a cop-out or a little bit of laziness by coaches more times than not, Mike.
And we're not talking about a chip, right?
No.
Or a double team. We're talking about situations where they draw it up for a tight end to be blocking a pass rusher. It is idiotic unless the tight end weighs 350 pounds.
Yeah, right.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.